Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. In this video, we are gonna learn about stack data structure. So stacks are everywhere in JavaScript, even if you don't realize it. Like the browsers uses stack for the call stack, then whatever undo and redo operations you do, that also uses stack behind the scenes. Unlike languages like Java and C++, JavaScript don't have its built-in stack data structure. So in this video, we are gonna create our own stack class, and more importantly, we have to know how do we answer stack interview questions. So in this video, we will solve 50 carefully selected interview questions starting from beginner level and going all the way to advanced tech problems. So I have also created a structured sheet with all the questions and difficulty levels and the patterns we will cover. So if you watch full video, I'm sure you will be really confident in stack and actually coding stack problems in JavaScript, because for front-end developers it's very important to have a really good hold on JavaScript as well. So let's get started. So unlike in other languages like in C++ or Java, JavaScript doesn't has its own stack implementation. So we will be creating a stack class for the same. Before jumping to that, let's understand what is stack data structure. Stack is basically LIFO data structure, last in, first out. That means whatever element you are inserting in the stack at the last, while taking it out, you will take that element first. So let's actually see a virtual representation to understand it better. Let's assume this to be a stack, and let's say you are inserting element 1 into it. So you will be inserting like this, then 2, and then 3. So you are basically inserting the element from the top, and you can take the element also from the top. So last in means let's say the last element we inserted is 3, first out. So if you want to take one element out, that will be 3. So as JavaScript doesn't have the stack data structure in it, but JavaScript has given us arrays. And in arrays, there are certain methods like push and pop. We can use the same to create a class of stack data structure. So let's get into that. Let's understand the operations of stack. So in stack, we can push some element, we can pop out of that. Pop means it will only pop out the last element which we inserted, and you can also see the peak of it, what is the topmost element, you can see that. And also we can have operations like is empty, if the stack is empty or not, and size. So let's target to implement all these operations into our class of stack. So let's get to the code. So in this is just a normal JavaScript compiler. So in this I have a class of stack. Let's take a constructor. We are gonna implement stack with the help of arrays. So I'll just name it here, this dot stack. We are just initializing this into the constructor, and we will just create all these methods like push. We can push any particular item inside the stack. So in pushing, we have to mention what item we are pushing inside. Then in popping, it will only pop the topmost element, so no arguments are required. Then next will be peak. We can check what is the topmost element. Then is empty, if the stack is empty or not. And let's say the size of the stack. Perfect. So we are using arrays as arrays to build our stack data structure, right? So in arrays, how do we push a normal item? So it's just this dot stack dot push. Pretty simple, right? And while popping, so while popping we have to remember the empty case, also the pop operation. Let me just give you one example. Let's say I am pushing here element 1, and then again we are pushing element 2 and element 3. So push is not actually returning anything to us, right? Now here, let's say we are doing pop. So pop will return us the item. Like if I store this variable removed element, so it will actually return the element that is 3. So this 3 will be gone from here, and we will get in the removed element, we will get the 3. So that's how we have to do here. But let's say if this stack is empty, so let's say if this dot is empty, we will be creating is empty that below, so we are just using it here. If it is empty and someone is trying to pop it, we are just gonna return null, and else we will just return this dot stack dot pop. So again, this pop operation, arrays are giving us the pop operation, and in that operation also the item is being returned and it is removed. So both the conditions are satisfied here. Now let's understand peak. Again, in peak also we have this condition that if it is empty, we will be returning null, and if not, we have to return the topmost element. So like we have to think in terms of arrays now, because we are building a stack with the help of arrays. So let's say I'm pushing 1, pushing 2, pushing 3, and now I want to peak the topmost element. So in this case, the topmost element is 3. So 3 is at the end. So let's just return this dot stack of this dot stack dot length minus 1, means we are just returning the last element is empty. So we can just return if this dot stack dot length equals 0. If the length is 0, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. And the size, so if this dots we are just returning this dot stack dot length. So yeah, this is it. This is how we build stacks with the help of arrays. Let's just try to create one and see how it works. So we are creating the stack here with the help of this class, and let's try to push the same elements here and see if we can get the correct output. So stack dot push 1, I will do 2 and 3 as well here, 2 and 3, and now let's try to console the stack. I'll run it. So I think initially we have initialized the stack with 1, 2 and 3. I was just explaining you that time. So initially the stack will be empty, then we are pushing it. So now if I run it, so it's 1, 2, 3, and now let's try to pop element and console. So here is how, like we have popped 3, and let's say I am storing whatever is getting returned from pop. So a removed element, so we should get 3 here. So the removed element is 3 and we are getting the correct expected output. Now let's console the peak of the stack. So st dot peak, and let's also check if the stack is empty, and what is the size. Let's just check all the operations. So this was like the latest stack we had. Then if we check the peak, we get 2. Is empty is false because we have items inside. And size, we have to, okay, in size also we are doing is empty. Let me just change to size. So size is 2. Perfect. So let's just try to pop all the elements and check is empty once. So I am not gonna store this time. I'll just pop the 2 elements and let's console is empty. So is empty is true because the stack got empty at the ending. So I hope you understood all the operations in stack. As all the problems we are gonna do in JavaScript, it's really important for front-end developers to do DS algo as well in JavaScript. So like whatever problems we'll be doing, we are gonna use this stack class. So make sure you know how to code it, because in a lot of interviews, interviewers are actually expecting you to build your stack class in JavaScript and then use it. If the time is less, you could ask the interviewer that can I just use arrays, and I will, like, you can just use the push and pop operation of arrays and not any particular indexing part of arrays, because that's how stack is. In stack, only push and pop operations from arrays are required. But this code is pretty simple, right? It's just, we are just pushing it and checking normal conditions, popping. If you know the LIFO structure of stack, you will be easily able to implement it in interviews as well. So I would recommend, if you face any stack question in an interview, you have to quickly build the stack class and go ahead after that. So that is it for this stack class. We will be moving to our first question. So I have created a Google Sheet for the same. So this is the Google Sheet we are gonna follow in this video. We will try to start with easy questions, and then we will move to medium questions and hard questions as well. Total we are gonna target 50 questions. Let me tell you, if you just see this full video and you are actually coding with me, it like 90% of the stack patterns are just covered here. Then you just have to kind of practice. You have to give contest to know more difficult problems, but all the patterns are covered here, and these are widely asked interview questions. So don't just see the video, but actually code it with me.